Welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast, your number one opinion source for all things entertainment. Join host Marco Mazzola as he sounds off on the latest movies, TV, music, gaming, comic books, and more. Now, here's the man of the hour, Marco Mazzola.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast. I am, as always, your host, Marco Mazzola, and we are going to go around the room and talk to our ranters. Let's say hello to Mila.
Heyo.
And Larry.
Hey, hey.
Hey, Bruno.
Revenge is a dish best served cold. And we're going to learn about that today.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are, because today we're finally getting around to talk about Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. This has turned into our new Venom. Did you catch that on the list? That's right, it's not there because we kept meaning to do it, and that just kind of fell apart.
We just went on living our lives.
we
maybe
really
if
did.
They make a third Venom, but it's not looking too good.
They will. They'll do it. They can't give that up. So, yeah. So today, Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 from 2003 and 2004. It's Quentin Tarantino, his basically love letter to spaghetti westerns and old samurai movies. It was like a whole slew of different things that he did on this, starring Uma Thurman, obviously, as the title character, whose name we don't learn until the second movie. But if you really pay attention, you know it in the first movie because it's on her plane ticket, and you can see it. It's very clearly written on the plane ticket.
Oh, I thought it was like an alias or something.
No, Kiddo is actually, Beatrix Kiddo is her name. It says her name on her plane ticket. It's kind of a flash quickly. You have to pause it or, whatever, but it's there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
That's a pretty interesting little tidbit fun fact. I have a bunch of fun little facts that we'll go through as we talk about the movie. So let's go around the room and just give me your overall take. What do you thought of the movies, and which one do you think was stronger than the other? Who wants to go first?
I thought.
There it is. Mila.
I think I just had
Mila.
Hey, it's me, Mila. That one?
It's me, Mila.
Yahoo! Anywho, I really liked. I had so much fun watching Kill Bill because I just love the action in it. It's so like beat. It's just awesome, like the katanas and then the just hand to hand stuff. It's just really awesome. And I thought the first one was stronger just because off the top of my head, as we go, it'll probably get like, oh, that's why. But as of right now, I just thought the first one was stronger just because I just liked that there was way more stuff. I don't know. It just felt like there was more stuff in it, like moving.
Yeah.
Action stuff.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, you have the Crazy 88.
Right? It's the first.
Yeah.
But you also have the fight with the Crazy 88s. I mean, like, that was, a mob of people she's fighting at one time.
That was awesome.
So, you know what I mean? So, like, it definitely had a lot more action in the first one.
Yeah.
The second one obviously has the training montage. Right, so that always kind of slows the movie.
2-inch punch.
Yeah,
the knuckles.
Yeah. I've never been big on like training
finger palm, like death strike.
Yeah, I've never been big on training things like training montages. I'm like, oh,
but like
so
that's
you did
also
the same
a
thing
throwback, right? That's also a throwback.
Is.
Every Van Damme movie had a training montage. Like there's always something about.
Did it start with the Rocky movies?
Probably. Probably.
If it didn't, it'd probably make it popular, I guess.
That's my guess.
Popularized
it got popular right around the Rocky movies.
Yeah. So we have the wonderful training montage with Pai Mei. Right,
I love the little beard flick.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's it's that throwback, homage to the old, films and things like that. So there's a couple other fun facts on this movie which I'll get into that are the throwbacks. But let's go over to Larry.
Hey.
Hey.
To piggyback what Mila said, Volume 1 was so much stronger than Volume 2. Volume 1 has all the action. I kind of looked at it as if this should have been one of those, it should have been just one movie, right? Or if they were going to split this movie into two parts, they chose the wrong spot to split it in, right? I looked at it as like a book. I'm reading this book. You get me involved. I hit the climax, and then all of a sudden, like the back half of the book is kind of like, oh, what the hell happened? And then you have like the end, right? The Kill Bill Volume 2, I felt there was way too much dialogue.
There's a lot more dialogue.
There's a lot more dialogue. Not a lot really going on.
No.
Yeah. you know, and I'm definitely going to
Well,
jump.
had to explain a lot of what the hell Kill Bill 1 was about.
Yes.
Yeah.
But see, I think that they did a fine job with it, saying that, like, I got right out the gate, oh, this is a revenge movie. That's what Kill Bill Volume 1. I didn't need, literally, I didn't need like a 2-hour explanation of why this is a revenge movie. No, I got it. It's a revenge movie. These are the people that killed her or tried to kill her, left her for dead.
Exactly.
I get it.
Yeah, but you don't know any of the details.
The thing is,
So, like,
they kill the hell out of it.
If
whole
done
question-
right, you don't need that. Like, you don't need to add all the extra talking about it. You know, just show us.
I think the relationship, I mean, yeah, I get that they had to explain the relationship between Bill and Beatrix. Okay, you didn't need to literally sit there and talk for, I don't know, 45 minutes at the end of the movie on the fucking couch talking about
There was
this.
a lot of talking.
Like, when she gets to his house, that was literally half of Volume 2 was when she's at his house and they're just talking.
No.
Like, literally,
He
the
shoots
second
with a
half felt like
triangle.
such a drop off.
Yeah.
It wasn't half.
the look from
It
Larry.
couldn't have been half.
Yeah,
It was
it's
a quarter,
almost
I think.
half. It's almost half.
Yeah.
It's almost half. There's a lot in there after he shoots it with the trank in the leg. So
Yeah,
she
but
can't
he's
move.
got to talk about, like, you know, her daughter.
30 minutes of non-eventful dialogue to lead to a 10-second fight between Beatrix and Bill that ends with a 5-point exploding heart technique. 13 minutes of credits, by the way. So,
I mean, credits you can't include the movies. That's
But that's a runtime.
That's technical details that need to be fulfilled. You need credits. Sure. That's literally legally. You got to do it.
I get that. 13 minutes of that was end credits, though,
So
on
the
a
runtime.
running part of your runtime. So you take that 13 minutes of runtime plus a 30-minute fucking talk.
I'm not saying
So
it
it's
wasn't a
45
big
minutes.
portion.
It's essentially 45 minutes of
Yeah.
how long is-
45
how long
minutes of
is the-
runtime
how
was
long
just
is the
those two
movie?
things.
I get it.
So,
Are you
half
sure?
the movie. But I did like it. I mean, there was a lot of things. And I actually want to talk to you about
To be fair, the movie's 2 hours and 17 minutes. So
Yeah, so 30
Oh,
hours.
there you go. So it was like a
it's an
quarter
hour
of it.
and a half
It was
into
just it was a
She
quarter
gets
of
to
it.
his house.
Well, yeah,
roughly.
that's the trailer. I mean, not the trailer, the training and
Yeah, the Pai Mei stuff. She's
the
going to go after go with Daryl Hannah's
which
character.
I did like.
The one-eyed girl.
I want so
Daryl
much
Hannah's
more
character.
Oh,
from
yeah.
from
Echo in here.
From is there an echo in here? Echo. I wanted so much more out of Buddy. I really wanted more out
Really?
of him. Yeah, I like
He
Michael
was my
Madsen.
least favorite.
I like Michael Madsen.
I do
so
too.
I wanted to see more out of him. What I want to talk to you about, Bruno, is the sword fight, and I think that we've kind of
We covered a little bit.
Yeah.
of
Just
You and I can go
offline,
to
we
dunks,
talked
apparently,
about
Mila.
that.
Oh, yeah.
You and I
Well,
can
yeah, what do you
fucking go
want?
to dunks while they
So
shoot
I
dunks.
know. Again, overall, I thought it was a great movie. Like, overall, 1 and 2, there were definitely parts of 2 that left me unfulfilled, if you will.
Yes.
But I loved part 1 because it was straight action, like right out the gate. Certain things about that I was like, nobody noticed in dead bodies, just not okay. In the hospital. Where's the coma patient? No, nobody. Okay,
It was remarkably empty.
it's so empty.
That was a remarkably empty hospital.
like-
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
so
where was
weird.
it? It kind of depends.
Much like
It was
Halloween, which we'll
nighttime,
get
they
to.
were all asleep, right? And like and whatever, the people just weren't making the rounds, or maybe I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? I mean,
You don't know because they weren't there.
It was a convenient plot line.
I know,
It was
yeah.
just a convenient plot tool.
Yes,
that nobody
the-
was around.
The coma patient just staggers
Just,
out.
that's what Bob
Full,
was like.
you know, full
I was like,
Johnny on, just
nobody
staggers out of
realized
the
that there's a
hospital.
coma patient fucking missing.
No
Walking
cameras,
around,
no
limping around the
people
hospital, yeah.
existing.
She'd been in a coma for how long?
A while.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Definitely a long time.
I mean, well, shit, at least 6-7 years because we
Was it
see her
the
daughter.
daughter, yeah.
The daughter's like
Yeah.
6-7 years
Yeah.
old.
Yeah.
So at that point, you're not keeping a constant monitor on this person with
Right.
with leads where you're like, oh, is she still alive? They stabilize her. They go.
Yeah.
They check on her once a night. Once a couple times a day, whatever.
Wouldn't they keep a monitor on her? Something?
No, I
A little
doubt it.
finger one or something like that. When
I
you
thought
just-
there was.
when it
No, there
disconnects?
wasn't.
I doubt it.
When it disconnects, it like because didn't she
I mean,
pull shit off of herself?
On it,
Yeah, but there was no like alarms, nothing going off.
That's
Like,
what I'm
oh my
talking
god.
about.
Yeah, there's no like.
there would have been.
That's my point.
Yeah.
You-
Oh
you know,
my
you
god,
have
they got
to-
out.
You have to
You know?
monitor somebody when they're in a coma. Like you have to keep them attached
To make sure they're alive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a constant monitor like attached to them to make sure the heart's still going, and then if it
Heart,
stops,
brain function.
you know, it beeps so somebody can go and check on it and
Yeah.
can still
I mean,
revive. So
I know more
She
about,
pulled
like-
everything off and nothing like.
I know more about
alarmed.
acute care, but I don't know about long term.
Yeah, I think long term
Right,
care you
right.
still have to keep shit on them.
Probably.
Just in
Yeah.
case they die in the middle. And you like, you forget 3 days. Like, what the hell is that smell?
What's going on?
I'm sure they would. I'm sure
I
they're
think the coma
making
patient might have
rounds. and
passed
they're
away. Nobody
checking.
checked on her.
You've got to change bedpans and things like that.
Sure.
But I don't know. I mean, for sure.
Definitely a plot
if
hole,
she was,
right?
if she was being monitored and she tore them off, it would have beeped, right? There would have been
unless
the machines would have gone off.
The only reason you could say this, and again, I don't know, I wasn't paying attention because I didn't really remember this part. I didn't really hone into it. The dirtbag orderly that goes in to have sex with her, he might have turned it off. He might have turned shit off before he went in there because if he's going in there to have sex with her, shit's going to start going off.
Maybe.
And he's trying to cover his tracks. He probably turned the machines off at the front desk.
Yeah.
So that shit didn't start going off.
Even
Plugs.
And it seems like they've been doing it long enough, Yeah,
he's obviously been doing this for a little while,
Yeah,
so he might have figured stuff out
to cover his tracks.
And even if they don't show that's an easy write-off for me. Like, all right, cool.
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, it's like pothole filled, done. See you later.
Yeah.
But they were just definitely like certain things. I'm like, yeah, you are. There were just definitely certain things that I was like, wait, how did nobody? I'm looking around, going, really? Nothing? And she just like wheels herself out. She got sunglasses on. Who is this person? What's going on here?
And it's funny. It's like it really does. She walks around like it's empty.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, gotta grab myself a wheelchair. I think I'll raid the vending machine in the center, just grab some stuff.
And then she finds the pussy wagon.
Yeah.
Oh my God, love the pussy wagon.
Awesome.
She's a trained assassin, right? So,
yeah.
Thinking quick on her feet is
her forte. She's very well trained for that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely trained for that. And the pussy wagon is funny because when they play it on network, which is how the hell do you play this fucking movie on network? But like they don't even change the license plate, which is abbreviated PSY. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. Yeah. But like a lot of it, when they say it, they call it the party wagon.
Yes.
She says it's the party wagon because they can't say that, but they don't change the license plate. It's pretty funny. There's
people aren't that smart; they can't figure it out and go, "Oh, I know what that says."
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they're just meeting the minimum requirements to get shown on TV.
That's all they're doing. The problem of CGI, like
they don't actually think that you don't know what that says.
Right, and depending on what network, it's like.
So, speaking on that, I was talking to Emil about this earlier. I found notes on the fact that a lot of this has to do with that, like just to get the rating they got for movie side. The trailer doesn't show any blood or open wounds because when you get that green label trailer approved for all, there's no blood. And this movie's like chock full of blood. The other thing is the Crazy 88 scene in the first movie is all black and white for that reason. It's not just a throwback, but the old 70s like Chinese, the shows, they were in black and white because they could get it on TV because if the blood is not red, they can get on TV. It's not anything.
They got around that in a Multiverse of Madness too. All the quote-unquote robot blood was supposed to be originally, when it was written, when Wanda was walking through and just killing everybody when she was in the Illuminati, that was supposed to be like people and blood on her, and they turned it into like all the robot,
it was black.
Ultron
it was very
robots,
black,
and it was all black and
like their oil,
and they got it. That's right. So that's how they got it.
So in this movie, they made
that
it
would
black
be
and white.
so brutal.
So that whole fight scene is black and white for that reason. So they wouldn't get the NC-17 rating.
Yeah, but if you watch it now, though, it's in color.
No, well, maybe like DVD version or whatever, or if they're playing it on regular, they'll play it in color.
I put this on.
Are you sure that it's in color? You're not just remembering it as being in color?
No,
I now can't remember.
I watched it literally when we first decided that we were going to do this. I watched it. I watched both of them. I sat at home watching it.
Maybe it's the TV version.
It's color. Maybe it's just the TV version.
When they play it on, when they color them, when they put it on TV.
I think. I don't remember. Now I'm doubting myself. I don't remember if I saw it in color or black and white.
Maybe that's why
it's really cool, though.
They black and white that scene for TV, so you can get it on TV. So that's pretty cool. All right, Bruno, did you give us your take on it all? Or
no, not yet.
No, go for it.
So let me just start by saying I enjoy this movie a lot. I think it's a super fun movie. I love the concept. I like the way they implemented it. It was a fun, cool movie with a shit ton of mistakes, right? Like bad things that they fucked up that I don't even mind because the movie was done so well, in my opinion. Like the writing, I thought was good. So Larry asked about the sword fighting.
Yeah,
it's all bad.
Yeah,
right?
She looks wicked.
It's all movie sword fighting.
Her movement, her movement is super poor.
Yeah,
and a lot of the other movement that some of the other guys, some of it is good and some of it's bad, and then they kind of mix, some German longsword movements with, samurai, kendo, kinjutsu, that kind of thing, and they just kind of mix it all up, and then there isn't even like. It's not good, clean lines and forms and strikes that they're making. It's really just kind of. It's almost like they took an extra and said, "Here, here's the sword. Run at her and just attack."
So I'm wondering if
all right, I've never done this before, but I'm just going to do it, and you can see it in the movement.
So I'm wondering if they did things like that on purpose to make it look like if you watch like these old 70s kung fu movies, like Kung Fu Saturdays, like a lot. I mean, as martial artists, we look at that and go, "That don't look real. Come on." It's like super.
You get a lot of movement,
too much,
no
right?
technical.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm wondering if they did some of that like on purpose, because this is a straight take off of that kind of style. I feel.
I think Tarantino could have.
I mean, if you watch like the
I wouldn't put it
concerned.
past him. I wouldn't put it past him.
No,
Yeah.
it's very possible. If you watch the latest season of Karate Kid, you watch these guys like do these movements, like, oh my god, that's really bad.
Right.
You know, like all the fighting, and it's so horribly choreographed, and it's a bunch of actors who have never trained in karate before. Certainly have not trained. Like, there was one of the kids in the show. He's a little kid that was getting picked on by Ralph Macchio's son, and now he's picking on his son, right? And he's like, he was with Cobra Kai for like less than a year. He's already sporting a black belt. You know what I mean? Like, he's like their number one guy. You know what I mean?
He's
Silver
just a
like
natural,
teaches him like
Marco.
the silver
He's
bullet.
just like that,
And he
don't
defeats
worry.
their champion. Like, Jesus, this little punk kid who's never like thrown a punch in his life. Within a year, he's a black belt and he's beating everybody up. Like, really? It's just it's a show.
It's just
Maybe
that.
he just paid for the black belt.
But I mean,
It's just that
Cobra Kai.
grind set,
But
that
if you remember,
mindset grind
I know
set.
we're
You
going
know?
off topic, but if you go back to Karate Kid, Daniel was like a quote unquote in black belt division. What do you have, like 3 months to train?
Well, yeah. Well,
It just saved you 3 months
but
of
he
beating.
had Mr.
Felt like a couple
Miyagi
weeks.
to help train him.
Yeah.
But if you remember though, the reason like he had no belt when the guy asked him, he's like, "Oh,
Right, but he's fighting black belts who've been training for years.
Right, well-
Johnny had been training for, and all of his
But
guys
did
have
you
been training
see
for years.
how many times he waxed the car and
I'd
painted
say
the
that was a
fence?
lot of wax.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
That's
They look
block
pretty solid to
training.
me.
Come on, Marco.
Wax on the
8-point
stuff
blocking
more.
system at its best.
That's
you
right.
kidding me, man?
Killed it with
That's
those.
standing on the
So-
boat.
Chicken wrists.
So to go back to it,
Your favorite strike.
I felt like
Slap
all
the
of that
block.
technical work doesn't really matter so much because the story didn't
Right.
call for it in my mind, right?
Yeah.
But if you were to make a movie like the It Man movie, did you guys see that?
Yeah, I love those
saw the
movies.
first
I
two.
haven't seen it, but I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
watch it so bad.
Mila,
The whole
when you get a
series,
chance.
there's like 4 of them.
Yeah,
I've
when
only
you
Well,
get a
I
chance.
want to watch them.
they're awesome.
So
Like,
those movies, I feel
it's on
like
my list
it's
forever.
literally about It Man and his technique and his style. So you have to get that right.
Right.
You got to execute. It's got to be sharp and clean.
Yeah.
This wasn't about the martial arts. This was about revenge. It was about a spaghetti western.
Yeah.
It was about her.
I mean, look
like,
at those spaghetti westerns. Like, they're
hilariously-
firing guns randomly and everybody's dying.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's just, none of it's accurate.
Yeah, no, but it was about her hilariously killing 88. You know, the crazy 88, and then at the end she just states like, "You can all go home. Your limbs stay here with me,
Yeah.
but you can go.
You can leave.
Yeah.
You
I
got
mean,
your
that's
limbs-
like
You leave your limbs, they
it's
belong to me.
ridiculous, right? But it's so.
And she's wearing the yellow jumpsuit, which is a
crazy.
throwback
Yeah.
to Bruce Lee.
Yes.
It's an homage
Loved
to
it,
Bruce Lee
loved
from
it, loved
King
it.
Yeah,
Jack.
that
It's
was
a great
awesome.
homage. You know, they used 450 gallons of fake blood in that movie.
Yep.
And I am not shocked at all.
that's
that they
too,
used
like-
every drop.
like the blood spray was fucking
Oh,
great.
so
it was
Tarantino.
awesome. I mean, exactly.
Awesome.
It
No,
was
she
love-
doesn't kill
I
the
love
last
it.
kid. She doesn't. That was a point Tarantino made. The last one, she doesn't kill.
Right.
Because he's kind of a young kid, and he's like, even she wouldn't kill this fucking kid.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's like, all right, you tell everybody else what the hell happened
Yeah,
here.
exactly. You're the one that I'm gonna let live and tell everybody that I
Tell the tale.
Yeah.
Spread the word.
Because originally she was supposed to kill him.
But it was ridiculous. Like she attacked one of the guys and plucked his eye out with her fingers. Like,
Sure.
I mean,
she's
yeah.
been trained by Pai Mei.
I mean, it's
Dude's
great.
the pie
Well, that's what he
the
did to
eye
Daryl
plucking
Hannah.
master.
He did that to Daryl Hannah for a little insolence.
Yeah. So
We'll get to him in a minute.
So all those technicals, I'm not going to harp on too much because I thought the story was fun enough
Yeah.
for me
Yeah.
that it kept me going. I get what you mean about the second one being a lot more exposition and just a lot of talking. And
Well,
things
because
like
we do.
that.
Bill talks about it. Bud's talking. Like,
Yeah,
Hannah's
they
talking
have
to
it,
her. Like, everybody's got a long ass speech. Like, even the Oren
They really-
speech wasn't that long.
Right, there wasn't a
Yeah.
lot of action.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
and
but I also
too.
thought that the first one had a bunch of that too. There was a lot of dead space between the activity. So, as a general rule, when I think of Kill Bill 1 and 2, I think
But you
I
forgive it
think
because,
of a
like, getting the
slow-
sword was fucking awesome.
Yes,
like
but I
him
think of
making
a
the sword was
slow
super
movie.
cool.
I think they're slow movies. They're fun. I love them, but I think they're slow.
Yeah.
If I'm watching
just the pacing of the first movie is better than the pacing of the second one.
Okay, I'll buy that.
That's all.
I'll buy that. But in general, they're kind of slow paced, both of them, right? So if you think about it, right, they're already a little bit on the slower side in general, and then the second one's got 30 minutes of exposition. You're like,
just the last
really
scene, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But then again, there's a lot of exposition because remember in the first one, she really only takes care of Oren.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The second movie is when she takes care of everybody else.
Well, no, in the
first she takes care of
Oren
Green,
and,
she takes care of, exactly.
Viper.
Mamba?
No, she's Black
No,
Mamba.
she's the
Well, Vivica Fox's character.
Yeah.
Fox.
We know who it is.
Yeah.
She takes care of them too.
I love how the daughter comes home and they're like, "You want a sandwich?"
She's a Copperhead.
So about
Copperhead,
that,
that's right.
So about that, there might be a part 3 involving her.
Oh, there
Yes.
you go. Good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Good, I
that's
would
what I
watch
heard.
it.
Because they left, and I thought
I love how
Of
they're
course,
like,
because they're riding
later
off into the
on-
sunset together.
right. Well, so
you know, in the car, so like totally it'd be absolutely
I read
the third.
something that
He's always talked about that.
the girl from the Spider-Man movies, Tom Holland's girlfriend.
Oh,
Zendaya.
no. Oh,
Yes.
please, no.
She's going to be playing.
Why?
No.
I don't know. It was just a quick
Tell me
little blip
that's
that I
just
read.
a
Maybe it's just a rumor or whatever, but I had read that she was tagged to be that little girl growing up.
It doesn't make any sense.
Why not?
She would be a good fit.
I
She's
don't
an
know.
unbelievable actress, but she's not the same girl. Zendaya is. It's a little too woke for me.
What? No, she's.
I don't understand.
What are you talking?
BB?
Copperhead's daughter.
Copperhead's
Oh,
daughter.
yeah.
BB.
Oh, no.
You mean Copperhead's daughter? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, you mean Nikki?
Copperhead's
Yeah,
daughter.
yeah.
Nikki. Oh, and
Yeah,
Rose
yeah,
Kelly.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because remember in the
I'm
kitchen.
sorry. That's. I'm gonna edit that shit out.
Where
You
she
mean?
goes,
I'm like, what the
listen,
fuck? Are they making Uma Thurman's daughter?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Kelly.
you're like,
Where
that's
she
a bit
goes,
much.
if in the future
But it's
you're mad at
Hollywood. I
me,
wouldn't
I'll
fucking
be
put it
waiting
past
for
her
you.
these days.
You know when she says in the future, if you're mad at me about this, I'll be waiting.
Yes.
I'll be waiting if you
That's
come
right.
back.
Yeah, Nikki.
So that's what I'm
just
Oh,
saying.
it
if
to be
it's Zendaya,
Zendaya.
that would be
That'd
fucking
be
awesome.
Yeah.
I love her.
I don't
She's
want it to
good.
be Zendaya. I just don't.
Really?
I don't
I think
appreciate
it'd be-
her as an actress.
I do. I like her.
at all.
I'm curious
I like
to
her.
see how she would do in like an action setting because I know she was in Spider-Man, but didn't
She
do
wasn't in action
much.
in that.
She wasn't
Right.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, but
I'd like to see if she can do that.
Give me a new actress who looks like she could be her daughter, that's athletic and can actually do some of this stuff.
Well, if you look at
then
Nikki
I'd
and
be
Rosa
impressed.
Kelly, yeah, because there's a younger picture of her from around that time. Yeah, I can see
Zendaya's
her growing
overrated.
into Zendaya.
Just
Yeah,
don't
But you
Yeah,
know
I
what,
can
the
see
girl-
that.
She's the new name.
I get
No,
it,
I
but
get that.
there's plenty of black or mixed race actresses who could play this role really well. New ones, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's millions of people out there. We could find somebody else who doesn't like such a huge name,
Yeah,
and
but
then
you-
give her an
yeah, but-
opportunity.
yeah, but if you tag-
to
if-
prove herself and become a big name,
Right, but if you're going to go on with the movie,
I can see what Bruno's saying
Although-
too.
I know, I absolutely.
I can see what
Although I can also-
Let me back up just 1 second, because here's what I'm really kind of knee-jerking about, is that like Hollywood finds one actress, black or white or whatever color they are, and they put her everywhere.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, right now it's the Zendaya show, okay? Like a few years ago, it was like, choose the latest,
Insert latest. name here.
latest person, popular person here, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden they're all over the place. And I hate that. You're not choosing necessarily the right person for the role. You're just choosing the popular person.
You're choosing the popular
who
person
may
to
fit-
tag
who
on
may
the
fit into this
billboard.
role. Okay?
But I mean,
That's
I think
like
people-
what-
I think
that's
people
like
would
when
rather-
they-
she would be good.
that's like
she
why they
was
put
good.
Tom
She
Holland
doesn't-
in,
I've
what's
never
it
seen
called,
her
the
play any
Uncharted.
athletic roles. I've never
Just
seen
because
her
he's
do anything
popular.
action. I'd rather see, and she's doing well. Let her keep doing her thing. Play Dune. Keep going with those. Find me another actress who could fit the role and be athletic and knock it out of the park, and let Tarantino put this new girl on the map. Give her a career. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. Zendaya's got a career now. She's dating Tom Holland. Like, good for her. Show me somebody else. It's kind of like, though, Taika Waititi, right?
I was going to bring that up. Yeah, it's exactly
All
like
of a
Taika
sudden-
Waititi.
right,
I'm like,
this is
dude, I'm
a
sick of him right now.
I'm sick of him, right. Too much.
Also, Tom
Give me
Holland, I'm kind of
something
sick of
else.
because he's in like exactly what you're saying. In like everything they can possibly
He's the
put him
new
in,
upcoming
they're
guy.
putting him in.
Right.
But I mean, the reality is, when has Hollywood not done that?
But
They've
that doesn't
always
mean-
done that because why?
Yeah, but it's still
your argument
nice.
is
You
it's
go to
always
the
been
movie for
done
the
that
name.
way.
No,
And
that's not my
I
argument.
rally
It's the
against
argument
that.
is they want to make money. You every podcast, and I love you. You seem to skip over that fact that it's Hollywood and their job is to make money. And if you put
I'm not
Zendaya
skipping over that fact.
they make money because she's a known actress. And I agree with you. I would love to see an unknown. Look at Star Wars. It was chock full of unknown actors,
Yeah.
right?
And it
Han,
did well.
You know what I mean? Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher. They're all unknown at the time. But it's just not that way. 90% of the time they don't. They want to make
Absolutely
money.
not true. Look
so
at
we need to see the person
look
who's
at
going
the
to make money.
reboot, the new Star Wars 7, 8, and 9 that came out a few years ago. All those new actors. The girl that played Rey, she was brand new. The guy that played,
No, was she brand new at the time? I think she had done other
she
stuff
wasn't
at the
like
time.
well known.
No, she wasn't
She
huge.
wasn't like a Zendaya level. She
Yeah,
wasn't.
but she's
a
only
Tom
been that
Holland.
recently because of the
Adam
Spider-Man
Driver.
movies.
Tom
Who's the other
Holland
guy?
is a new guy. You know,
Spider-Man.
He came up, but
Yeah,
like,
he's the hot
he
thing
was
right
new.
now. Look how many times you
Okay.
get a role from Leo DiCaprio or what's the other one from Jesus Christ. Ben Affleck and the other guy,
Matt
right?
Damon.
Thank you. I mean, he's got a ton of roles because he's Matt Damon, but he wasn't necessarily right for, but he's Matt Damon.
So-
fucking throw
so-
Matt Damon
so
in it.
wait a
We want
minute.
Matt Damon.
So-
Change it.
When you say, look at the extension of the Star Wars with those new actors, not for nothing, you could have put you as a star. I'm still going to see that movie. You know why? Because
Well,
that's fucking Star Wars.
That's what I mean.
Hold on.
No, but that's
So hold
good.
on.
That's a good
Kill
thing.
Bill Volume 3.
Kill Bill Volume 3?
Maybe not.
That might be a 50-50 shot, so if you put a name in that, you're absolutely
Kill
going to
Bill,
get
let's face it, Kill Bill does not have the same following that Star Wars does.
Also,
Exactly.
but Kill Bill's a cult following.
I was
right?
about to say,
phone,
Kill
yeah.
Bill's pretty big, though.
When we recommended seeing Kill Bill, right off the bat, I was like, that's going to be a really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing it again. It's been a while. This is going to be a good
Yeah.
excuse to go see it again. If the Kill
So-
Bill
so I
3
guess-
comes out, I don't care who's in it. I'll go see it.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's people who
But
are
I
like
think
all
that-
about Tarantino. The
I think that cult
movies.
following is always a smaller
It's-
market
so that's what
than
I
a
was- sure.
Star
That's-
Wars
that's-
market
that's
or
what- that's what
even
my
a
next thing was gonna
Spider-Man
say.
market or a
And that's what I
Marvel
was
movie
gonna-
market in
yeah.
general.
And I was going to say that it's depending on what you want as your return. Because again, like you said, it is a business. Right at the end of the day, he
get
can
it.
he can make. Quentin does his movie. He's going to get his cult people because
How many
I
times
know
he's,
for a fact I'm
Johnny
going to go.
Depp in the
Yeah.
third,
Yeah, but we also
award.
talked about this. We're talking about the Eternals when they cast what's her name, Angelina Jolie as Athena.
Yeah.
She was not, in my opinion, not a good fit for this athletic, badass character. It should have been Robin Wright. It should have
Oh,
been
Robin Wright, she would have been
It should
great,
have been
yeah.
the
But she's a
woman.
known actor too. She's a known actor. She would have been great.
She's not
I
a,
think it
she's
was
not
a
an
shit choice.
A-list actor. You know what I'm saying? It should have been.
She's become one
But
almost again, but no, I get what you're saying. She's not she's not Angelina Jolie level.
Right, and I'm trying to say that she would have been a better fit character-wise. So as you tell that story, the battle that Athena does, what she does, makes the movie better because it's the right person playing that role. Now, if you just take, the late, and choose anybody, Tom Holland, which I like Tom Holland, but you take him and just throw him in these next 5 movies that are coming out, whether he's right for the role or not, I get what you're saying. They want to make money, he's going to draw people to the box office. But then at the end of the day, those movies are not going to do well because maybe he's not the right fit. There will be some that he's good and some that he's just like, wow, that really, I don't feel like I connected with that guy because that human
We were talking
character-
about the Johnny Depp. He plays the same character every time.
Right.
They just keep picking roles that he is for him.
So
Yeah.
Right, that's a little bit different.
It's the
They're
Denzel
right for him
Washington
because the
effect.
character
Yeah.
they're doing
Yeah.
is
Right. You're
that's
right.
They put him in
You're
every
writing
single
characters.
movie that he'd be good in.
right
Yes.
because he's
Yeah,
Sorky.
and not everyone that comes out in the next
That
year.
is fine. Denzel Washington knows his stuff. He knows who he wants to be. He does it. Johnny Depp knows who he wants to be. They make movies for him. Zendaya in these roles, I'm not sure. Tom Holland in these roles, I don't know. I feel like just to say, here's the new name, let's put them everywhere to draw people to the box office. That does work. I agree with you there.
It makes
but
money.
then, what happens after the first week? People come back and give reviews. And then the movie either grows or shrinks in following. Because if I go to a movie and then I post a review saying, hey, this was really good, guys, whether you're on the fence or not, check it out. Some people are going to say, hey, a friend of mine just saw this and said it was pretty good. Let's go check it out. Whereas if I'm like, oh, my God, that was a waste of time, they're going to be probably the majority of people saying, I don't want to waste my money, and we'll go see something else.
Wait till it comes on Netflix.
Oh, wait till it comes on Netflix, or wait till it comes out on DVD, or something like that. So the right person in that role would amplify the benefits of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just don't know that.
like
And there are
that.
plenty of great actors and actresses.
Oh,
out
there's
there.
tons. There's definitely.
So why go with
Well, but I
somebody
think
that's
this whole
already
thing,
been in 30
the whole thing
movies.
kind of stems with the fact that you don't really like her that much. Like you don't see her as the right person for that role.
I'm not a fan of hers,
which
but
I think she'd be fine. I think she'd be just fine. You know what I mean? Like I think
I
she
feel
would
like
do a good job.
I feel like we could find somebody better.
Who?
I'm not fully versed on the unknown actresses out in the world, so I don't know. But there's millions of people out there, the hundreds of thousands who want to be actors and actresses. You can't tell me.
I think they would benefit from an open casting call.
Yeah,
to do it. You know what I mean? Kind of do the search
Yep.
around the country, around the world, try to find that person. I think they would benefit for that. Although I have a feeling after all that, they'd still go with somebody like her. You know what I mean? Like,
I just
we
feel
kind of
like
made this role for you anyway.
If you look at her, sort of like she's like a cool, trendy, very chill girl, and I don't see Copperhead's daughter being that type. Okay, so that means Zendaya's going to have to.
I agree with you. Although maybe she does
turn
flip
around
because Copperhead was really aggressive.
Copperhead was
Super
really
aggressive. Do
And
you
I
think
don't
her
see
daughter turns out to be the
Zendaya's
same,
personality.
or her daughter turns out to be the opposite and becomes more of the silent killer because she's just on revenge?
Where she's like,
I think it'd be
Copperhead
way
was
more
just more of
interesting
like-
if she was like.
Copperhead
So shoots
enjoyed
the guy?
the killing. Copperhead enjoyed the killing. She enjoyed that part of it, but her daughter doesn't necessarily want to enjoy it. She just wants revenge. So she kind of turns into that
get it.
silent killer.
I just don't
to
see
kill her,
I don't see
the
somebody that
woman
could
who
be
killed her
on
mother.
Mean Girls as being the Copperhead's daughter. It just doesn't fly for me. It's me. Okay, I'm not saying that. She's not the right fit in
I
my,
get what you're saying,
in my mind.
but then it becomes like how she grew up because her mother was gone when she's relatively young.
Sure.
So now, who raises her? You know, is it somebody like a Bill? Can't
She
be Bill.
was
Obviously,
raised
he's
by
dead.
Thor.
But she could be raised by Thor,
After Gore brought her back to life.
or she gets raised by Esteban.
Who?
Okay, Lord, weren't you watching the movie? Michael Parks, the character Esteban Vejao.
Yeah, him.
In his brothel.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know that shot was shot at a brothel?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
When she
Oh,
goes to find
I get
him.
it. Yeah.
Lovely.
Isn't that nice? There's a lot of that.
Lovely.
The women in the background are
now-
actual workers. of
So
the
that was
brothel.
Michael Parks who played Earl, the head, like the what do you call sheriff? Thank you.
Yep.
The sheriff, and he played Esteban too.
Yeah.
Same actor. He's unbelievable.
Really good.
Yeah, really good.
It's a
Rest his
good
soul.
fit.
Yeah.
Right.
So, all right, cool. That's awesome. So, what was your favorite part? Okay, let's go over that. I always wonder what's your favorite part of like the first movie, second movie, or overall. I like not the training, but I like the sword making. Like for me, because I love samurai swords. Like I loved watching him make that sword. Like, and that whole business. So apparently, they actually
That was
cut
pretty
that.
rad.
They actually cut the baseball in half.
That's awesome.
It wasn't her, obviously. It was her stunt double who
Right.
actually did it.
That's
so that
so
wasn't
cool.
like a CGI type of thing. They actually.
That's so cool.
I'm sorry, I don't know how many takes it
they're
took, but
sharp enough to do that.
oh yeah, but I don't know how many takes it took to do it. But yeah, she actually cut the baseball in half with one swipe. Pretty cool, right? So they said he was in Okinawa. Mm-hmm. That's where she found him, not Japan.
Right.
Because of his previous life in Japan, he was trying to get away from, which is why he owns a sushi shop in Okinawa, because sushi's really not that prevalent in Okinawa. They like pork, they like different things.
Yeah.
It's not, but it is in Japan. But so like he has like the best sushi shop, with the knives and everything. He loves the perfection, all that kind of stuff because of his sword making. That's why he owned a sushi shop in Okinawa, not Japan.
That was definitely one of the things I was like, it threw me off. I was like, why is this guy chilling in Okinawa?
Yeah.
Like, what?
He's trying
Okay,
to
what he's doing?
get away from
I
it.
love
Yeah,
that.
but
I
he's
love
trying to
that
get
she
away from
spoke perfect Japanese.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which, if you hear other people
Well,
say,
it
it
was
was
like
not
revealed
perfect.
that she understood the whole
It
time.
wasn't perfect.
Oh, no,
but like,
yeah.
Yeah.
that she's just fluent in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. One of my favorite parts was the Orinishi origin story. I absolutely loved it.
Oh, yeah.
That whole thing. That was badass, man.
That's kind of like shit they did in the Matrix and stuff like that. They made those Matrix movies out with those cartoons. That was really fucking cool.
Yes.
The animated stuff. Yeah, it was
I
cool.
love that animated how they gave her that backup, that origin story. I loved her character, to be honest with
Yeah.
you.
So they were originally supposed to cut off her head. She wasn't just the top of her head. They were actually going to decapitate her. But the problem was the line she has after that, because she didn't believe that she had a Hattori Hanzo's sword. If you could decapitate her, she never learns that.
Right.
When you take off the top of her head, she can have the line go, I guess that was
Hanzo's sword. Which
So
I
they
thought was
flipped
great
it.
because you don't see it,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden she says it, you're like, wait, what? Oh, shit, she chopped the top of her head off.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That was a little like,
yeah.
There was a little, yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Oh, my God.
Lunch is coming. I'm getting a second taste at lunch.
I think Lucy Liu actually crushed it as a cat.
Oh my God.
As that
Lucy
character.
Liu was
That
really
was
good
she was
at
she was one of my
Awesome.
favorite parts
Yeah.
about the movie. Was
Damn it,
Lucy
they used a
Liu.
known actor. Just kidding.
But like the whole thing when she cuts off the boss's head from the Yakuza when
Yeah.
he brings up, she was like, "Let me say
Runs
this in
across
English
the
so
table
I
with a
don't
sink."
confuse anybody. If anybody brings my origin, I will kill. I'll cut their fucking heads off or something." I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
Lucy Liu's awesome.
Yeah. Jumps up on the table and runs down.
Runs down,
Sink.
Decapitates him, sits
Everyone
back
else is
down.
like,
So that-
I'm good.
Anyone else?
Anyone else? Yeah. Anyone else?
Like, nah.
guy's
Just
like,
thinking at
no,
work, I'm going to job my cousin's cleaners or some shit. I don't know.
Did
Ladies,
you
this
guys
bit's
notice
crazy.
on her katana there's no tsuba, which is the
Yes.
blade.
I did
There are
notice
swords
that.
like
the
that,
guard, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that you protect.
There
your
are
hand.
a lot of samurai swords that
did
just
see that, and I was like, "That's pretty fucking." That means that you're really skillful, and you kind of don't need the guard.
Yeah.
You know, that's what that tells me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's actually what it means, but I'm looking at that going, that means that you're not worried about your hand slipping in any shape, way, or form, and for that to be, you need to be nice with that
You gotta be
sword.
a blade master.
I mean, like
Yeah.
you have to be
Yeah.
really good. So, like her work, I actually thought it looked a lot more fluid. Now,
Yes.
was it fluid
Yes.
because it
Yeah.
actually was, or was
No.
it more fluid just because Uma Thurman's was so choppy? You know what I'm saying? Like in comparison,
Uma Thurman's was absolutely horrible.
yeah.
But no, Lucy Liu was pretty sharp.
Yeah.
yeah. Her technique was very good.
and I feel
She might have background or have trained before
Right.
for
I
other
think she-
movies
I think
or
she
something
does.
like that. You know
Yeah.
what I
She
mean? Or in her
has a lot
personal
more
life, who knows?
training.
I almost wish that like their fight scene was a little bit longer because I
Me too.
felt
I do
Very
too.
good.
Oh my
Me too,
God!
yeah.
It
Felt
should have
it
been
was just
longer.
a little bit too short.
But
and
it
I'm
was
Just a
wondering,
little bit
very-
longer. Just a little
it
bit longer
seemed
would
a
have
lot
been
more
nice too.
traditional.
right? It
Do you know what I
did.
mean? It was just kind of that standoff, like couple slice done.
Yeah, but
it
that's-
wasn't like a
that's reality.
Like, yeah, that's what I
Right,
mean.
yeah.
I mean, like it wasn't just like, all right, I'm gonna keep
With swords
fucking
like
going
that?
on
It was
and on
like
and
ting
on.
ting ting
That
ting
fast?
ting
Yeah.
ting ting ting
Yeah.
ting.
Yeah, it wasn't a
like,
lightsaber
ting.
fight. It was just
All
like
right,
That
I
sharp?
see you. Okay.
You know?
Ting.
Yeah, I mean, most sword fights, like real, even like duels in like the 17th century, things like that. It's like a 30-second thing. There's
Right.
no like ching 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 ching, and you're like traveling
not
across.
Highlander.
It's not Highlander. It's
Right,
not.
right.
It's not
Like ching, ching, ching,
Princess
ching, ching, ching.
Bride where they move all around. It's really. It's a game of like you get a couple stabs in, the guy bleeds out while you're fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
One or two stabs. Let's be honest. If you got stabbed in the wrist or the arm, you'd probably be like, I'm not going to use that arm for the next 16 days. Right.
Right.
You know, so anything like that, and you're stopped. So these things, it's like one slice, and you're done. So that battle for me, when she was fighting her, was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was
it's
so
definitely the
cool.
most accurate.
It's very accurate. Yeah.
Again, I just wanted just
I wasn't
a
looking
little
for the
bit
accuracy,
more.
but it was nice to see it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
accuracy
yeah.
in a more traditional sense.
Yeah,
Right.
You know what
very
I mean?
traditional. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think my favorite scene, well, other than the ones you guys already said, I'm like, oh, those are really good ones. I actually really like the Battle of Copperhead, like because it was like I get into it.
Yes.
It's like near the beginning of the movie, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I wonder if they're like old colleagues, and I go, oh, they are. In a different,
In a
okay.
way, yeah.
And they're
That's a
just
really
like
good
going
one.
at it, furniture, using this like stuff in the room to like just
That was
get
done
at
well.
each other. And then the daughter walks in like, hello, like what's happening? And they're like, there's like broken furniture, their hair's all messy and stuff like that. And
They
they're
just
like,
hide their knives.
nothing.
No.
This is an old friend. And it's like, hi, sweetheart. And then it's like, go to your room. It's like, okay.
I'm
and then she leaves. They get right back at it.
So I'm glad you brought that part up because did you notice what the cereal was?
No.
The cereal where she has the gun.
Yeah.
Cereal's-
Yeah.
Yeah, the cereal's called Kaboom.
I forgot about that.
I saw that and I went, oh, that's
Perfect.
hilarious. Cereal's called Kaboom and that's where she has her gun.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice.
Yeah, you're never gonna lose it if you know that. That's pretty awesome. All right. So, who was your favorite character and least favorite character?
I think Lucy Liu is probably my favorite character. And, you'll have to get back to me about my least favorite
Okay,
character.
we'll circle
I'll think
back
about
around.
it. I'll meditate on that.
Maybe we'll take it offline.
My least favorite character was Gogo, the girl with the ball on
Yeah.
the chain. I thought that was absolutely the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, she was clearly very skilled with it, but like a lot of the moves she did, questionable. And you know, I just thought that whole fight was absolutely awful. They just did the Crazy 88, which was super awesome and just really fun. And then they followed it up with this stupid sharp ball on a chain. And nothing about that battle was entertaining. I was like, this is so bad.
But she turns out to be like the main bodyguard.
Yeah. I mean, because she was positioned as like a super powerful, really very
She's badass.
skilled badass.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Bless you.
I mean, some of the things that they do bring up within that fight there is like, a ball on a chain can be pretty freaking deadly if you know how to use it right.
Yeah.
Just I don't know about the technique that she was doing where she like lifted the ball and then kicked it at her. Like, I mean, there were a few points where I was like,
well, it
had a lot of that wire, like,
well,
you know,
it looks exactly
gravity.
like the fight scene with Jackie Chan and almost what was that movie when they were cowboys or whatever.
Oh, okay. High Noon.
High Noon.
Yeah.
So with Jet Li, Jesus, I'm sorry. Jackie Chan, he has the rope with the horseshoe, and it's the same exact style. So it's kind of
so it's valuable.
So I guess
it can work. I just sharp ball. She was making the spikes on the ball come out,
which is impractical.
With some weird, I don't know how she did it. You know what I mean?
Right, you don't know how she did it because it's impractical.
Yeah, it
like there's no
again,
wire that's activating this or like quote unquote remote control that makes the spikes go in and out. If it was just a ball on a chain, the spikes and stuff would already be out.
Yeah, the spikes would
just be permanent.
And if you try to kick it, you put a spike through your foot. Like,
so that's what made it impractical.
That kind of stuff. I was like, what?
So that just talks about like
you have to suspend disbelief.
What if you kick it delicately?
It's like the exact. I take that as like that's just an exaggerated idea.
The whole thing's exaggerated. She's fighting like 40 guys.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's something that like Tarantino's so good at is like you're just put in this weird, bizarre situation. People using the most bizarre things.
Roll
like
it back.
I'm thinking Dusk Till Dawn, the gun.
Yes, that was
even
worse.
We should do that.
Even worse was Desperado.
That was awesome.
Hey, that's sacrilege.
That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
We don't talk bad about Desperado.
No, that's one of my favorite movies of all time. But
that was awesome.
That bar scene when he's taking out all those guys and doesn't get hit once.
I mean,
he was a better shooter.
Totally ridiculous.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Awesome. Yeah, everybody's loaded with like.
There's also like the guitar case grenade launcher or something like that.
I really that guitar case.
Like some Tarantino always does put some like weirdo. Never why would I ever think that exists?
It's the no fucking way scene.
Yeah.
Like, no.
You didn't
that's
just
the credit
come
scene.
up with
I'm
that.
usually on board with Tarantino and his crazy exaggerations.
Because it's Tarantino.
Because it's Tarantino. You have to expect it.
You go with that.
And if you don't expect it, you're really
honestly,
a ball on a chain with a spike that has many spikes when you want to
spike ball that would go in and out. I was like, that's one step too far for me. Like that was the one. It's a little
taking
too
on
far.
88 guys. No deal.
450 gallons of blood. I'm cool with that. A ball
with a spike.
Picking someone's eyeball out of their head. I'm cool with that. A ball with spikes that come in.
What
and
are you
out
talking about? We're going over on that on Monday.
So.
That's the class on Monday.
You know?
So wait a minute. So
Tuesday is the 5-point finger exploding heart technique. By the way.
Oh, got you.
So you don't want to be here for that.
So your problem is more with the prop, not with the character. Okay, so wasn't Gogo?
I didn't like the character either. I thought she was kind of.
I mean, the Gogo was the weapon essentially. Like I don't know, there wasn't much behind that.
I don't know. You put a gun in a monkey's hand.
You know why? Because she was kind of like, and then like killing, and then like, and I was like, I don't know.
That was kind of
doesn't really.
I think that was part of the dynamic of that character. I don't know.
Look, I recognize that this is just my opinion on this.
Right.
I'm just saying, like for me,
we're gonna sit here and invalidate it. That's what we do.
Her very demure, like very, you know, whatever attitude, and then like, I'm gonna kill you now, and I was kind of like, it's like make her a little bit more badass in general. Like I'd be better with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like when she's flirting with the guy at the bar, and she was like, "Do you want to fuck me?" He was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah,
she's like, "Do you want to fuck me?" He
That's
was
a little
like,
bit
"Yeah,
more.
I do." She's like, "Yeah," and then she stabs him in the dick, and I was like, "What the fuck? Like you're crazy."
Yeah, I mean that I was
Kinda
okay
cool.
with. Right? Yeah. What's your
like,
number?
oh my god!
I know.
Nice.
Not for nothing, but.
You free later?
For me, I mean, I'm gonna go with I don't know, like Oren's character. She was just badass,
yeah.
you know. But I think that's I'm leaning more towards like I like more of that kind of character in these kind of movies, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Beatrix was like, I mean, I know she was a star, but
Well, I mean, I'm assuming you're saying other than the star, right?
No, it could be the star.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I mean,
anybody that was on screen. Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to say the star, it's okay.
It's all right.
yeah,
I mean, I'll go with Uma Thurman.
Well,
I mean,
you've
yeah,
seen this
she was
podcast. We're not gonna
really
support you,
badass.
I
but
mean,
we'll-
facts. I don't know. I'm kind of like 50-50 actually with her character. Like, I liked it, but meh. I don't know. I one of the worst characters, honestly, was Elle, who plays Elle, Daryl Hannah's
Hannah,
character. I don't like her.
Yeah, I didn't like her.
I mean,
Wait,
I was
which one
like,
was
you
she?
suck.
She was
She's
the
one
woman-
of Poison
She's the one with
Billy.
one eye.
Yeah, she had the
Oh,
one
the one
eye. 'cause
eye
she got
girl?
plucked.
Yeah, I thought she was like, she could have been more interesting, but I was just
I
like,
think that's what it was. I wanted more. So
yeah.
that's what it, out of the other two characters,
Because like she
I wanted
was
more out of.
Yeah, because she was the only one that was like the not non-violent, you know, but she'd be the one that it's like the silent killer type,
Yeah.
you know. But then I was like, oh, she's just not
She was just-
interesting.
I think she was
That's
the
just
sneaky
all she
bitch.
has to her.
I-
Okay.
Yeah, but I think everybody in a Tarantino movie is like one-dimensional. I think that's almost intentional, right? I feel like
Well, yeah, but you can still
Tarantino
make 'em
movies
interesting.
are exaggerations of everything. Where
Yeah.
like this guy's not just bad; he's evil. This woman is not just a badass; she's a super badass. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like so like her one-dimensionality character-wise, I was like I kind of got it. I understood.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking for more, I suppose, from her. I was like, all right, her role is to be this type of person, and I was like, okay.
Although it doesn't push her any higher on the
doesn't.
rungs of
Yes.
cool
Right.
character or
Yes.
favorite character, you know.
Yes.
So that could also be a factor of just not being your favorite character. It's
mean,
just
that-
'cause
yeah.
like
You
I don't
put it
know.
I'm
They
gonna
just,
go Pai Mei.
Pai Mei.
Be my favorite. Yeah,
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 Pai
I
Mei's
love
pretty
Pai Mei.
awesome though.
He was pretty awesome.
He was hilarious.
But you know
Yeah.
what? Pai Mei's probably probably my favorite.
Pai Mei's my favorite.
he was-
With the beard
Yeah, he's
flick
flicking the
thing,
beard out of the way.
flicking knife,
He
5-finger
flies in
death
the air
punch.
and lands on her sword.
Yeah.
With 2 feet, just
I
staying.
mean, that montage, the whole
Amazing.
training montage scene was fucking.
That's
amazing.
actually
Right?
why I do
Yeah.
martial arts is because I want to be Pai Mei.
Okay,
I want to
Land on
get
a sword.
there.
Well, I'll teach you, but you got to start growing the beard.
All right.
So start dealing with that.
Oh boy, testosterone supplements. Here we go.
That's
I know, right?
It's like
Mila's got a
He
beard.
was on TRT.
anything to become Pai Mei
A
himself.
white
anything.
long beard.
Yeah, and that was look. That whole scene was a straight throwback, which everything in this
Which-
movie was.
yeah, that was the
Like,
point.
a straight throwback to like the late '60s, early '70s spaghetti western,
Kung fu
movies,
theater, yeah.
kung fu theater on Saturdays,
Yeah.
and that's what I like. Everything from the opening scene of
Super
this
fun.
movie,
Super fun.
is like the music. It's
Yeah.
like the 5 Deadly Venoms, and it's
Yeah.
like you got the scratchy writing in the screen. I'm like, this is fucking amazing.
But I love the
Yeah.
Deadly Viper Assassination Squad. Like, what's a cool
Yes,
name?
that's
so-
But it was
What-
DVAS, so Divas.
Yes.
Yeah. The
Yes.
fact that they all had like cool Viper nicknames or snake nicknames, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. This is so cool.
The best
Yeah, when Copperhead was like, I should have been Black
I was just
Mamba.
gonna say she's
Yeah.
fucking Black Mamba. What kind of name? I should have been Black Mamba. And I'm like, that's a very good fucking point.
Yeah, right. Uma Thurman should have been Copperhead.
Oh, or anybody, any other name. So again, that's when we talk about the characters, right? That was part of the reason why, for me, Volume 1 hit so much harder than Volume 2 did. Is we saw these great fight scenes, right, from these assassins. And the second one, we got Buddy dies because he got bitten in the face by the snake that she puts in.
That was
The Black
pretty
Mamba,
brutal.
yeah.
That was brutal,
Yeah.
right? But I'm like, well, I wanted to see her kill him,
Yes.
not him get killed by by Daryl Hannah's character. And then Daryl Hannah
I get what you're
doesn't.
saying, but she takes him out in
I mean,
that
the
way
way-
that's
right.
like the most meant for him.
Yes.
She's all about the money and does this. So she's like, all right,
Yeah.
here you go. Here's your money. And as soon as you pull up one
Yeah.
of the
But here's the
stones,
thing,
Fair.
though.
there's a fucking snake underneath.
Why'd she kill him?
She's killing everybody. He was part of the gang. He's part of the gang that killed that went after
Right.
her. She's killing everybody.
No. Daryl Hannah kills
Hannah's
him.
Yeah,
character
one
kills
eye.
him.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's the one
that's
who
right.
has the
She
snake.
puts the snake in there.
So
yeah.
why did she kill him? Why did she kill Bud?
Maybe she
because
wanted.
she wanted Daryl Hannah's character dead, and he said, "It's okay, just get over it. We're going to let her go."
That's right.
Because Bill,
Because you did it. We did enough to her.
Yeah, Bill said to
That's
him, "We're going to let her go. We're going to let her live. It's over."
Yeah.
And Daryl Hannah's character, I forget her name, was like,
Well, she was
no.
L.
So Elle wanted to kill her back in the
wanted
hospital.
revenge.
California
She wanted
moms.
revenge.
Yeah.
So Elle wanted to kill her back in the hospital.
Right.
Bill
And she
said
even
no.
said, she goes, you know what?
Yeah.
I got to give you, because Bill was like, no, cancel, because any woman that's going through everything, we're going to let her go. So she's like, fuck it, fine. I'll let you live because Bill said so.
Right.
And now she's Bill's number one girl anyway.
Yeah.
So I think that she
Yeah,
was
but I
more
think
pissed off
she
that
always hated her.
She always hated her, and I think that she wanted to
she
kill
was
her.
Bill's number one.
She did.
Yeah.
Because Beatrix was Bill's number one. Now
Right.
if she's back, she's going to become Bill's. She feels like maybe she'll become Bill's number one again.
Yeah, she's probably feeling threatened.
So she,
Yeah.
right, but that doesn't answer why she killed Bud.
Because Bud was
Because
with them.
Bud was going along with it. She wanted
Yeah.
to kill Bud. She wanted to kill Bill. She
Bud,
wanted to kill.
no, wait, hold on.
Beatrix.
According to Bud, because remember, Bud tells her, "Yeah, I filled her with rock salt, and now she's buried in the cemetery."
Yeah, but
So
didn't
she's
she
gonna
go check?
suffocate.
Didn't she go
No,
check? And
no.
see?
No.
Did she kill him because she wanted to kill her?
And that's what I think.
Yeah.
And like,
she killed
as we're
Bud
talking-
because
she could-
Bud killed her, supposedly.
Bud killed her, supposedly.
But
She wanted to be the one to
kill
kill
her.
Bud.
She's the one who wanted to kill Beatrix.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So she
That
so
makes more-
Bud.
that makes more
sounds like-
sense.
Yeah, because I
Like,
mean,
for
not for
their
nothing.
characters.
You bury somebody in a coffin and you stick them 6 feet under or 4 feet because she's on top. You're going to think you're leaving them to dead. So I think that it was like, yeah, she's dead. She's in a cemetery somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll take that money now. She's like, all right, motherfucker. So I think that's what it was. Again, that was another fight.
But she was very angry.
She was
She lost
super
her eyes.
angry.
She became very angry.
Yeah.
I think I'd be angry
changed.
too. If I lost my eye like that.
You changed. What's wrong with you? You changed, man.
Their fight scene wasn't bad. I like their fight scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one
That
with
was
the
pretty.
trailer.
That was pretty good.
Quarters
That was
really
pretty
good.
good.
Then she's
Yeah.
like, fuck it. Pop your
Gives you
other
the
eye
eye
out.
out.
Yeah.
And then just leaves her reeling in there. Just
Yeah.
walks away. She's screaming. You're like,
Do you know
damn.
when she's reeling in there and screaming around? That was like unprompted. So unscripted, I should say.
Oh.
So that was when Daryl Hannah like played that out. They were all Uma Thurman's surprise is real. Like she was like, "What the hell are you doing, lady?" And,
No shit.
and yeah,
There's a little
and,
method over here on me.
Yeah, she went full method, and she was like, "Ah!" And she went.
Oh, she's like,
fucking nuts.
you bitch. And she's bouncing off the walls.
Yeah.
She can't
Oh
see.
my
But you know
God.
what?
Uma Thurman was like, "What the
Yeah, but
hell's
in
going
a
on?"
typical Quentin Tarantino movie, though, I feel that he's like, hey, listen, if you guys feel something, just
Yeah.
go with it.
Absolutely.
If it
right.
sticks,
Oh, yeah.
it sticks. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not
Doesn't
being
overshoot
that.
it,
yeah.
Yeah.
Or, you know, whatever.
Well,
so I'm
she
glad
went-
they kept
she
it,
went to
though.
town.
Oh my god!
that was
Yeah,
awesome. I was like,
that,
holy
that was
shit.
It
so
does feel very
brutal.
real.
It was real, right? Like,
Yeah.
I would have done the same thing. I'd be
Yeah.
freaking out.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
put my
you're
fucking eye
now
out.
completely blind because you got both eyes plucked out and lost.
That was
You
pretty
know,
good, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty badass.
that was so awesome.
But you're right, Larry. The rest of the fights were like anticlimactic, right?
Right.
Yeah,
When
especially
she
the
killed Bill's
Yeah,
fight.
the Bill one
the
is
Bill
very.
fight.
That's
Oh
super
my
lame.
It was just
god!
like, done.
Yeah, but
it was like,
although they never represented him as like a real fighter, right? I
He's
wouldn't
just
have
the guy in the
expect-
chair.
He's just the lead, right?
He's the
Yeah.
snake- they call the
He's
snake charmer.
Bosley in the Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
He's just kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can be Bosley. I'll be my angels. You can be Bosley.
I mean,
It's okay to like it. It's okay. Go ahead.
But- but I
Now
mean,
smell her a little.
say whip.
Hey, say what? Now smell her a little.
but I feel that because in order for him, and in order for Beatrix to get trained by my pay my
Pai
Pai
Mei.
Mei.
Pai Mei.
Okay, we'll get there.
Wow.
Actually, I take that back. He was also
'Cause-
trained by
yeah,
Pai Mei.
he had to go up and actually
So he
fight
had
Oh
to-
him.
yeah.
he was
Yeah,
So he was trained by him. So he was.
He just doesn't do anything.
Maybe he
He's
might have been
an
out of practice.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Yeah,
he
but
was just.
I don't like that. Like that he's out of practice. That's such an easy one.
Yeah,
That's
but
like
he
it was
fought-
all a
he
dream.
fought
I don't know.
Beatrix and like he, at the
Well,
end.
I think what it is
wasn't great, but he did.
Not really. I mean, she hit him. It was like literally like a 10-second fight, and she
Yeah,
hit him
it
with the
was very
fucking.
quick.
She hit him with the
He
five
didn't
finger,
know.
and he didn't know
He didn't
that
realize
she
that
had
Pai
it.
Mei had trained her.
because he was like
he had never trained anybody else.
Because as soon as he did it, he just looked. He goes, "He taught it to you," and she's like.
Because he
"Yeah,
never
he
taught it
did."
to Bill.
Exactly, and
He,
he was like,
kind of knew Bill was a
"Fuck."
dick bag. And it was kind of like, yeah, you shouldn't learn this. You're going to use this for no good reason.
Clearly,
Yeah.
I think he kind of sussed Bill out in that respect.
yeah.
He kind of realized who he really was. And just
Can
like,
you teach me that? No, you're a dick.
Yeah, I don't
No.
think I'm going to teach a douche like you.
I'm not
this
gonna teach it to you
technique.
'cause you wanna learn
Probably,
it.
yeah, exactly.
So-
Probably not a good idea. But he saw something different in Beatrix.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think he taught it to Elle either.
I mean, but you would. It
She was
implies
a
that
little,
nobody else knows
she was
it.
a little smart mouth bitch, and that's why he
Well, that's
plucked her eye
why
out.
plucked her eye out,
Yeah.
which is awesome. It was great. It
And then
was
she
great.
kills him. She poisons his rice.
Yeah, and that was messed up.
That was messed up.
Dude, to poison someone's rice like that?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, man, that's not cool.
That's not
Cool.
Not a cool
I like that.
move.
That's not cool.
Not cool, man.
That's
Not
not
cool.
cool.
Dude, hate
Why
when
would you do that?
happens.
That's not cool. That's awesome.
Oh,
The way she killed Gogo.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't
thought
wait.
that was pretty
How did she kill
badass.
Gogo?
She sticks her in the head with the
The little ball thing there.
No, there was
You
a
got it,
spike
Larry.
on the wall.
No, it was a spike on the wall.
That's right.
It's like, no, I have it written down here as the way she kills Gogo. I was like, wait, why was that so? Because there was a spike. There was like a spike on the wall or a nail on the wall or something like that.
Yeah.
And like she just like kicks her and pushes. It was like thunk.
Yeah, that was.
And then all of a sudden you just see the blood trickling down her forehead.
I mean, it was
like
definitely-
some of the visual shit, like during like the blood and the fights, it was again in typical Quentin Tarantino fashion. It was
The
so
cinematography
great,
and
man.
the way it was.
But I would draw a distinction between the way Tarantino does gore and the way like they do it in The Boys, right? In The Boys, it's like full on. You see everything, and it's pretty gross.
Yeah.
Whereas Tarantino,
It's your mind's eye.
It's mind's eye. That's right. And that shot when they killed Gogo was less mind's eye and more like on the screen. So when that happened, I was like, oh, that was a little bit uncharacteristic for Tarantino.
Yeah.
I would have expected
But-
I would have expected her to get a good shot across her throat, and then it cuts away, and you see blood like coming out of a hose.
So it's fire hose.
I mean, there was an SNL skit about a Tarantino movie years ago, and they were like, one of the guys was like, "Oh, I'm gonna just clip my nail. I got a long nail," and then he's like, "Oh, I clip my finger," and then like you literally see the hose shooting blood like out of his finger, and they're like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And it was full like it was that's Tarantino, like excessive blood,
excessive blood everywhere.
Yeah, but not necessarily like the grossness of the kill. And so that one kill I thought was like, oh, that was a little bit more.
Well, I mean, I think
that I would have
like,
expected from Tarantino.
But in like let's say The Boys that you were saying, when you see like the bodies, you know what I mean, like in the season 3, which we'll talk about later, you know, what's his name? Like you see his corpse up against the wall, and just like you can see the blood, the guts, the brains, like all the innards
blood,
everywhere.
Whereas
Tarantino's just like it's literally,
blood.
and they used condoms for the blood packs in it because there's so much in there, and it exploded, so it was squirting out.
Yeah.
It's just like an arm; you don't really see the guts of it, but you see the blood spurt.
But that's
the
what I mean.
massive hose
Tarantino's
of like,
massive
you know what I mean?
blood.
Yeah.
But you don't see guts and gore. So
Right, it's just the blood coming out.
Yeah.
It's just
Which
the
is
250
easier-
pounds of.
It's more palatable, right? It's
It
more
is
palatable.
absolutely
Yeah.
100%. Oh my god, the Crazy 8 fights. It was just like, everything is bloody.
Everything's
the floor,
red.
everything's just completely. destroyed.
Everybody get punched, you'd think everybody's got like a bag of blood in their mouth. Because the second they get hit, it's
And
like
it just spurts out,
the blood goes everywhere.
Absolutely insane. Absolutely. So, what was your favorite? So, do we go cover favorite part?
I think we did.
Cover favorite part?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, mine was.
I should check my
mine was
questions
definitely
off.
the sword.
Oh yeah,
fight in
because I said
garden.
the Copperhead
That's right.
fight.
Yeah, she liked the fight, Copperhead fight.
All right, cool.
Good fight.
Any other sort of closing moments on the Kill Bill or Tarantino in general?
Cool stuff.
What was your favorite Tarantino movie? I guess we can kind of go there. Does this rank up there? Where does this rank in the Tarantino
I think it's like top
encyclopedia? You know?
top
one of my
5
faves.
for me. Top 5 for me.
Well, I think that's all you got is like 5 movies really from him.
No.
No, because
way.
you have to think a lot of the he did do some.
He does a lot of indie films, a lot of small stuff.
He does,
doesn't
but he
really
does
make
things
the
with like Guillermo del Toro. So
Yeah.
like
Guillermo. Yeah.
From Dusk Till Dawn he did with him, and and Del Toro he kind of took off on that.
Did he work on what was it, Machete?
Maybe I know that. Yeah, they had the Grindhouse.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
series. So I know
Yeah.
that he did a couple of those, but I didn't get to.
So
I didn't watch
just a
those.
little IMDb does have Kill Bill Volume 3 as announced, and
Okay.
2 people are already attached to it.
Oh,
Daryl Hannah. So there must be flashback
Okay.
sequences with
Yeah.
Elle and Julie Dreyfus, who played Sophie.
Wait a minute, Elle didn't die though, did she? She just
No,
went
she didn't
blind.
die, she's just completely
So
blind.
She could be alive.
She could
Might
still
not
I mean,
be
she
alive.
could be with no eyes.
Yeah,
that's true.
She'd be walking
You
You
around.
can live like that. That's
mean,
possible.
They'll put
You know,
black
also-
glasses on her.
I was-
Also,
so
Julie
she's-
Dreyfus's character didn't die. The one she cut her arm off and stuck her in the
That's right.
trunk.
That's right. Yeah,
She's not dead
Sophie,
either.
Yeah,
so.
the French.
Oh, yeah.
the half French. half Asian.
They're both
French
attached.
chick.
We also have. He's also coming out with the Django/Zorro.
Django.
Django Zorro.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
I thought
what?
Django
So
Unchained
that was
was pretty
another
good.
movie.
I was
really
talking
Django
Yeah,
Unchained
yeah.
was probably top 3 for me.
I like
That one
Django.
was
Django was
really
Django.
good. That was one
I
so
enjoyed
good.
that.
I like. I,
I also
I think
liked-
it's fun to say Django, even though it's not.
Yeah, I was
Your
like,
shit. It's just
what?
fun.
Must be a sign. The Django.
The Django.
Hey, my
It's
son.
the Django. Hey, it's me, the Django.
I also liked Inglourious Bastards. That one was really good.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
I mean, but that was more like a.
I mean, I'm a Reservoir
little more
Dogs
serious.
fan.
So,
I love Reservoir Dogs. I can't.
Oh, Reservoir
love-
Dogs.
I'm still
Reservoir
going to put
Dogs.
Dusk Till Dawn up there. That was probably
Dusk Till Dawn was
probably
really
my number
good.
one, and
Yeah.
then Kill Bill's 2 and 3.
Pulp Fiction. You know, it's a,
Pulp
it's a
Fiction.
classic.
Yeah, Pulp
you know.
Fiction. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, they're all good. They're all good.
Yeah, there's.
Did anybody see Four Rooms?
Yes.
Yes. That's,
I love.
that
Anyone
was-
see
I love the
really weird.
storyline behind that.
Yeah.
The fact that Tim Roth says nothing. Thought the whole thing was kind of
Yes,
like a
it's
play.
just kinda
It was
like the
a-
Mr. Bean.
Yeah, play on Mr. Bean or the
the
bellboy
bellhop.
or bellhop with Jerry Lewis. He doesn't say anything, and he goes into all the 4 different rooms.
Yeah.
I love how it's the different actors in all the 4. When you have
Madonna's in one.
Madonna with the
Antonio
witches,
Banderas
Antonio Banderas is in another. You got Bruce Willis with the pinky, and he chops. I mean,
I didn't see that movie. It
Oh,
sounds
it's-
good.
I've not
yeah,
seen
you
it.
gotta-
It's
you gotta
really
watch it. It's
the
really
movie
good.
all takes place on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And
I think I saw that in the theaters. I'm pretty sure I saw that in the theaters.
That only got released in like small theaters.
Yeah.
I saw it. I saw it at the Kendall Movie Theater in Kendall
Yeah.
Square.
Checked it out.
That sounds
I have
really
a friend
good.
like Carrie, I think, when she was a friend of mine. That went to, I think she and I went
Yeah,
to see that.
for
one.
me, Reservoir Dogs is probably one of my
It
favorite
was
Quentin
95,
Tarantino
yeah.
movies because that was one of the first ones I watched from him, and there was so many
out to
quotable
Carrie.
lines.
Yeah.
In that movie that I still to this day quote.
Yeah.
And I'll say things and it's one of those like I'll say it and I look around to see.
Nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Damn it!
Everybody's staring at you. Larry's at it again.
Yeah, there he
Quoting
goes.
Bullshit.
One that I did see in theaters was what was the one? It was like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That was a good
I was
movie.
like, oh, that was good. I really, liked that one.
I
that.
don't think I saw that one.
It was-
yeah, that's the one with Brad Pitt, Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. That's a good one. There's a couple
Yeah.
parts that I wasn't a big fan of.
Oh, yeah.
The Bruce Lee section?
Yeah,
His family was pissed.
I don't blame them.
They were not happy.
They make Bruce Lee look like an ass. in
yeah,
that
they
movie.
boycotted
Yeah.
it. They kind of boycotted
Yeah.
it.
Like, yeah, so Shannon Lee actually
Yeah,
came out.
like he beats up on Bruce Lee essentially. Like, there's no fucking way.
They make Bruce Lee seem to be like a very condescending, pompous, like asshole. Just like the way that he carried himself on this movie.
Wow, I'm surprised. That's just not who he was.
Exactly. So that's
Yeah.
why. So Shannon Lee
And he beats him up.
Yeah, and Brad Pitt beats him up. So, what it is? So
His family's like
what?
yeah.
no.
So the premise. So
Maybe there's
Hold
some
on.
deep-seated
Try again.
issues here.
the premise of that part is Brad Pitt is a stunt double, and that's his job in Hollywood. And this particular moment, he was telling a story, like his character's telling a story how he was a stunt double in the Green Hornet. So it takes you to the Green Hornet time, right? And it shows him talking to Bruce Lee, to the character Bruce Lee,
Yeah.
and so it's like his take on, I was Bruce and blah blah blah, and I'm like, there's no way Bruce Lee was nasty. Like he was 10 times better of a fighter than a regular stunt guy would be able to. Like a regular stunt guy is not beating up Bruce Lee in
No.
Bruce Lee's prime.
Not on Bruce Lee's worst day.
Especially
Yeah.
during the Green Hornet days, right?
Right.
And so that was one. And then again, the way that they portrayed the Bruce Lee character was very pompous and condescending.
that's unfortunate.
And so that's
Yeah.
why Shannon Lee and the Lee Foundation, like
Yeah.
they went out, they were like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like,
Yeah, why?
Shannon Lee was like, why you got to make my father look like an asshole?
Yeah, that's-
like, why?
Yeah.
There was no
It's
reason.
one thing to make him look like
necessary.
he's losing to this idiot stunt double,
That's
but to make him
unnecessary.
look like his personality was kind of a douche.
That's the part that really
Yeah.
got me is that
Yeah.
the way that they portrayed Bruce Lee's character, like real life character. I'm like, I've seen tons of it. I mean, again, it's
Now,
Bruce Lee raw martial
the
artist,
point,
so.
the point being, and the only defense you could have is if you're going to defend this, is that this is an idiot jackass telling a story.
Right.
He's telling a
Yeah.
memory that he have, and who wouldn't? If you're that kind of a narcissist and that kind of an idiot,
Yeah, you're
wouldn't
gonna make
tell-
yourself look
Yeah, you're
better
gonna make yourself look
and
better than the
yeah.
other guy who
Yeah.
you probably antagonized.
Right.
You're gonna make it sound like he was the asshole.
Right.
Yeah.
And he
So
provoked it, and then you beat the shit out
And
of
you're
him.
gonna
You're
say
telling
that you
a
won.
shitty story. Yeah, you're
you
telling a
know?
false story.
So that's because I thought about that and I read
Yeah,
that.
but if that's
too.
the way you're going to tag, which is valid, then
Because the guy in the
make
movie,
it
he was
obvious-
kind of a, you know,
but
like,
make it
Yeah,
obvious.
yeah.
Pitt character was
Make
kind
it
of a
obvious
douche.
in the movie that this guy's getting it wrong, right? Make it obvious that he's over
Well,
exaggerating.
didn't they? I mean, didn't they kind of do like his character? Wasn't he kind of a jackass a little bit? Like
Well, I mean,
seemed
he
like
was
you know.
he was a stunt double, a stunt guy in the 70s, and I
Yeah,
think
but
that
he's
they're
like
all
really
kind
full of himself, and
I mean,
like,
yeah,
you know
well,
what I
I
mean?
thought, yeah.
So like you kind of go along with the fact that this guy isn't the nicest guy. Like he's kind of a pompous ass. So of course he's telling the story in a not true way to make himself look good or
Right.
sound good.
Yeah.
So any story he tells is just fraught full of lies. So if you can tell a story about Bruce Lee, then everything is it's opposite. It's actually the opposite of what he said. Bruce Lee kicked his ass, and Bruce Lee was a nice guy. This guy's just always going to reverse everything. To
Could
make
be.
himself
Yeah,
You
that's
know what
one
I
way
mean?
to take it. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate, though.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee is one of those guys in sort of pop culture that just always seems to come across as
honestly,
reasonable,
and you know what?
peaceful, in
he
control.
is the sacred cow, meaning you do not you don't talk shit about him, regardless of what martial arts or not. Like you say the name Bruce Lee, and he's a very recognizable culture icon, very respected.
Yes,
he's one
almost a beloved character.
You don't say anything
screw
bad.
that.
You don't say anything bad about that. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
So-
I agree.
But overall, I love Quentin Tarantino just as a film. He's awesome. He's an indie guy who did indie movies, and that's what he did. And
He's a crazy motherfucker. Have you ever interviews with him? He's absolutely off the fucking wall. But he's good at making movies.
So
He's pretty focused too when he does interviews. In some ways, he's like people try to go off the rails. And he's like.
No,
he has no problem.
He's like, no bullshit.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not really putting up. I'm not answering. It's a fucking stupid question.
Yeah.
He speaks from the
He's
hip.
dead ass.
you know,
I respect
you know
that.
how Kill Bill came to be, right?
Yeah,
know how?
him and Uma were having a conversation in the previous
During
movie.
During
Pulp
Pulp Fiction.
During Pulp
And
Fiction.
they were rating it, and that's why when you see at the end it says based on a story by you and Q. It's Uma and Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
And it's like, I remember when I first heard that, I was like, they were talking about this movie when they were doing Pulp Fiction.
Yes,
And they were
then it
literally
was
writing down
delayed
like,
Oh my
because she
God.
got pregnant.
yes, in real life. And this is that, and because of the relationship that they had
He
was
waited.
it was part of the disconnection between her and Ethan Hawke, because Ethan Hawke thought that she was stooping Quentin. Yeah, that was crazy.
They might have.
Maybe. I mean, who knows?
Who knows?
Whatever.
Who knows?
They're all
The
weird over there in Hollywood.
rich stars, who knows?
Yeah.
First world problems.
I mean, I think she's beautiful. So
Seems like a Hollywood
I don't-
issue.
You know, good for him. What if that happened? He
Up top.
He's punching way above his grade if that's the case. You know what I mean?
This is true. This is true.
He is. They're nowhere near the same
But
class.
like, for her, she in my brain transfixed with Gwyneth Paltrow every once in a while, and Gwyneth Paltrow's a fucking lunatic.
She's
but, like,
crazy town. Yeah,
she's super crazy town. But like that looks every once in a while, I'm like, oh no, that's Uma. Okay,
Yep. I could
You know what I mean?
I could see that. Absolutely.
yeah.
I could see that. Yeah.
But that Gwyneth Paltrow's a loo. She got that goop shit. She's out of her
she
fucking
is
tree.
crazy.
Oh,
I
really?
watched that.
How about the new candle scent?
Yeah.
What?
The name of the candle scent is called like Smells Like My V.
Yeah.
Essentially, but she doesn't just use V; she throws the whole.
Oh, wow.
And,
Well, does it?
I have no idea.
I don't know. It's coming on Thursday. I'll let you know. She's sitting at the door
Keep me
waiting for
updated.
UPS. I can't wait. Come on, UPS, motherfucker, where are
Let's
you?
go.
This thing you can't drive any faster than that.
I need to know what
Checking them-
Gwyneth
checking them
Paltrow's pee
Amazon
smells
lockers.
like. What's the vagine smell like? Come
Oh
on.
my god!
Sitting by my Amazon lockers. I'll take that.
Is that for me?
For me.
Oh boy.
Is that my candle?
Somebody, you get home. Hey, somebody burning a candle around here? What's going on?
I smell dirty. Wait, is that my candle?
Wait a minute. Oh, your candle's on. Okay.
Yeah, we actually. Where's my? No, we had to destroy it.
Jesus, turn the fan on. Oh, it's just a candle.
It's just a candle. Just a candle.
The driver would
Take a
deliver it.
shower,
They had to destroy
goddammit.
By the time it gets to the end, it gets worse and worse.
it. There's different levels.
Oh shit! Take a shower. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. It's a long night.
Oh Jesus!
It's a big candle. It's a long ass
Oh
night.
man, it smells like the gym in here. You just, what the
Honey, can we turn that candle off?
that fucking candle off in front of the
Like
window.
beg of
fucking low
you.
tide in here. This fucking episode's going off the goddamn rails.
Oh boy.
We've lost Larry.
I can hear the unsubscribing.
The viewers are dropping off like
We
flies
definitely-
right now.
Yeah, we've definitely lost the Midwest.
Oh
and
my
the
god!
Bible Belt is gone.
Let's see what we lost. We lost the Amish a couple weeks
That's it.
ago.
No, they don't listen. They don't even
They
know.
didn't listen to us.
We
They
talk
have no
about awful
idea.
shit about them. They never hear it. They never
What
know.
else did we
Mormons.
lose? The Mormons. We
The
lost the
Mormons, yeah,
Mormons.
lost the
And
Mormons.
today we
That's-
lost just about everybody else.
That's right.
Oh, this is great. So
I
there's the
tell
four
you,
of
so
us.
some of the other guys, Raphael's gonna love it. The 3 geeky dads, they're gonna
yeah.
love it.
Oh yeah.
I'll get a lot of comments
man.
from them. Those guys are awesome. They're always telling me they love the
Shout
show.
out to those guys.
Can't wait for our next review. We get on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
You spent way too much time talking about a dirty machine candle. No, it's only dirty vagine when it gets down to the end. At the top, when it first light, it smells like
roses.
Smells like roses and linen and beautifulness. Maybe some vanilla in there. Beautifulness.
Down the end, fish tacos.
Smells like haddock. I didn't know it was seafood, guy.
Someone burned some in the microwave or something?
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Well, gang, this was a beautiful episode.
What a way to close it.
Cannot wait to publish this
Oh, yeah,
episode.
that's an ending.
That's an ending.
That's
And
an
on
ending that
that
Tarantino would be
note-
How many
proud of.
dildos?
And that, exactly. Let's do it. How many vagine candles do we got?
How many vagine candles? As a whole, I'm going to give it a 4.
Do we want to do it on the whole? Yes,
On
absolutely.
the whole.
Yes.
Or in it.
On the whole.
Jesus, Marco.
I know, right?
We just lost the one last subscriber.
Damn it!
My mom is out.
This is not my son.
Our moms were listening, and they're out now.
I really tried to hang through to the end.
Yeah, for this, I'm going to give it a strong 4. The whole movie was really good. Even though there was, again, for Volume 2, there's some, like, downfalls I wasn't a big fan of. I just took that real quick. Like, the little speech that she has with the assassin that was sent to kill her.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm pregnant. Papa was like, I'm all right. Because that's when she decided she's all done killing people.
Yeah.
That I felt like that was a little long in the tooth, like that whole conversation between the two of them. But overall, this was a great series. And I hope that they do... I mean, it was announced Volume 3,
Yep.
and I'm actually looking forward to it just because of the carry-on of
Yep.
Volume 1 and 2. So
Yeah, there's been enough time since the first.
Yeah, oh
two.
yeah,
I think
definitely.
It's a good
So,
time to see the Volume 3.
Yeah, you could have the girl grow up to be
Right,
be
you kind of
believable.
feel like,
Yeah.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
It's been enough time since we saw the second one that this girl would be grown by now.
yeah.
Right.
Kind of seems like real time. Mila, what about you?
I think I agree with Larry. I think that's a solid 4.
Solid candles, 4 candles for you.
Just because of the a lot of exposition for the second movie that wasn't 100% like necessary and is kind of repetitive of
That's
what we
I was gonna say,
just
some of it does seem
watched.
repetitive. Yeah.
You know, but Jesus, was that an awesome movie?
Yeah.
Like from just the pure action and movement of everything. Even with this shitty sword fighting, it's still
It was
pretty
still
awesome.
entertaining.
Oh yeah, it's still
It was
awesome.
good action
and
anyway,
it's just
right?
my like cinematography scratch because there's like during the '88 scene there was like the blue. You remember there was the blue background. I think it was the '88.
there's
And they're
a lot
like
of,
fighting the
silhouette.
silhouettes, and I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Oh yeah.
That's so cool.
So I think because of all the
And the
exposition
fight with
in the
Lucy
Volume
Liu.
2, that brought me from a 4.5 to a 4 because it was just for me. It just there was a
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
You
it
know, so
just
that's
took a
so-
lot out of me.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I go 4 on it as well. 4 candles for me. Bruno, how many candles for you?
I'm burning 4.5.
I love it.
I thought the writing was good.
The rank's phenomenal.
I thought the presentation was good. I wasn't bothered by some of the exposition that you guys were talking about. Because I think in my mind, the whole 1 and 2 together were slow paced anyway.
And you make a great point
So
about
it
that.
didn't
yeah.
bother me as much. I think if the first one had been like super fast all along, then I think I would have been like But I enjoyed it. I thought. The fighting, even though it wasn't technically good, was awesome to watch, right? Even the action, the killing, the attitudes. I thought it was super comic book, which I enjoy.
Yep.
And just the whole, it was like fun vibe. So I'm really looking forward to number 3, too. I hope that he can just... I trust Tarantino to do a good job of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think
keeps
the
the day out
third
of it.
one... I mean, I have a lot of confidence that obviously he better be involved in the third one, and if
Yeah,
he is,
Oh yeah.
if he
He's
is,
got
then
to
it'll
be.
be good.
Yeah. I pulled it off of his IMDb.
Yeah, so
'Cause he's doing the Django Zorro
that's
one
exciting,
and
yeah.
Volume 3. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I
Yeah.
pulled it off. So I agree. I'm at a 4 as well.
I'm gonna go 4.5.
Cool. Awesome. All right, gang.
That's a great.
Dope.
Wait, we're all in agreement that this is
Yeah.
a really
Yeah.
good movie.
Yeah.
How are we
Only
gonna
one
plug this
person.
I mean,
episode?
yeah.
It was a 2. You guys are terrible.
Yeah, like
It's like 2. Oh my
hell
god, there's
is
so
that?
much blood.
How are we
I
gonna plug
hate
this
this
episode?
movie. It's so gross.
How are we going to promote this episode? I don't understand. All right.
yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Blood and guts.
Thank you, Bruno.
Just want to let everybody know, in case anybody wants to learn the 5-point palm exploding heart technique, I'm happy to show you.
Yeah, we'll be here on Tuesday.
Oh, thank you.
Sweet.
We'll be at Focus Martial Arts in Woburn, Massachusetts on Tuesday.
Just show up.
Be there or be
ready
square.
To die.
Ready to
10 Walnut Street. We'll see you. Yes.
Make
You
your
will come in
arrangements.
and you won't make
Say
it
goodbye
out.
to your loved ones.
We might just show you the 4. Like we'll do the 4 on you, and then do like the 5th strike on like the wall or something. Or Quinn.
Little Quinn.
Poor guy.
Poor Quinn. We miss Data.
I know, right?
All right. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bruno.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mila.
You're welcome.
There it is. We are Entertainment Rants at entertainmentrants.com. Find us on all of our social media at Entertainment Rants. Drop us a line and send us a review on Apple Podcasts. We appreciate everybody who's been listening. We're going to go out there, and what are we going to do, everybody?
Let's rant.
Let's
Hashtag
kill.
let's
I
rant.
guess
Let's
we
kill.
could rant, I suppose.
We can talk a little bit.